Hi everyone, welcome back. Okay, so today I'm doing a video on inexpensive makeup brushes. Now, first of all, I'm going to start by saying forgive me because I just decided to film this and didn't clean all my makeup brushes, so we're just going to go ahead and be keeping it real here. Somebody asked me if I've ever tried Real Techniques brushes, and then they asked me to do a video on my favorite inexpensive makeup brushes. To tell you the truth, I don't have any really expensive makeup brushes. The highest, I have maybe one MAC brush and some Sonia Kashuk brushes that came in a set, and then I have a set of crown brushes that I got off a Hautelook that were $25. So I don't have any expensive brushes. I have all brushes from the drugstore with the exception of the crown brushes that I ordered off a Hautelook. So it was very easy for me to make this video. I've been so pleased with my Real Techniques brushes, which I discovered early on when I started really getting into using brushes for application, that I just haven't looked any further. I do plan on probably ordering either Sedona Lace or Sigma brushes in the future just to try them out for purposes of saying, okay, I like this brush versus this brush type thing. And you know, you never know if I'm going to like them. I am very, very pleased with Real Techniques brushes. I do have some Walmart brushes that I have to show you. I have some Target brushes and then some e.l.f. brushes. So I'm just going to talk, and these are all like my favorites. So I'm just going to talk about the brushes that come, and first I'm going to start with face brushes. So I'm going to start with these orange handled ones from Real Techniques. Now, Real Techniques brushes are sold at Ulta, and they're Real Techniques by Samantha Chapman. Samantha Chapman is one of the Pixie Woo sisters here on YouTube, and they created a line of brushes, and they're super quality, inexpensive, and sold on the drugstore section of Ulta. So I think the first kit that I got, they are sold individually, and they're also sold in kits. Now, one of the first kits I got, this set right here, which I'll show you. It came with 5 brushes. I think it was around $17 to $23, I can't remember. And then you can also use your Ulta coupons on them because they're on the drugstore side, so you can get $3 off, $5 off, whatever your Ulta coupon is. This one is a detail brush right there. A detail brush, very small. These, like I said, I did not clean my brushes to do this video, so sorry. This is a pointed foundation brush, which is very, very dirty. This is a contour brush, which I use to apply all my highlighter because I feel like it's really small and perfect for your cheeks. This is a foundation brush, which I do not use to apply my foundation. I use it to put on and touch up concealer. This is a buffing brush, which I used to use to put on foundation. I didn't like it for that. It gave me too much streaks. I haven't gotten around to washing it to use it for cream blush. I think this is going to make a great cream blush brush. And then this one is in the same line, but it's sold separately. It didn't come in the kit, and this is the Expert Face Brush, which is one of my favorite brushes. My friend here on YouTube, Honeybee Philosophy, Melissa Parada, she sent me this brush, and she said that she uses it for contour, and it seriously makes the perfect contour brush. So I use this for contour, and then I have another one that I use for foundation. So before she had sent it to me and noted that it was a perfect contour brush, I was using it for foundation. So now I'm glad I have one for foundation, one for contour. So all of these brushes I definitely use. Probably the two most used brushes are these two right here, the highlight one and then the Expert Face Brush. So I definitely go between those two. But I highly suggest getting the sets because you'll end up using them. Okay, then the 3 like other face ones I have with pink handles. This one is a different color. This one, it has like a little bit of a purple handle. This is their stippling brush. And I use this for my Tarte Amazonian clay blushes because you can just tap it in and it gets very little product, and then you can kind of buff it into your cheeks. So I love that the application that this stippling brush gets. I would get several of these because I know someone who uses it for foundation, for cream blushes, for powders. So this brush is awesome. This is the multitask brush, and I use this for applying blush. I love it. It's very concentrated, but you know, it's pretty densely packed, but still fluffy, and it kind of goes up to a point. So I like this one. It applies blush very, very nicely. And then this is the powder blush brush. But I use this more for powder and for mineralized skin finishes. That's why it's pink. I use it for mineralized skin finishes. If that I use for blushes, I just swirl them around in there and kind of apply it to my cheeks for a light wash of color. So I really do like this for that, but I would not use it for blush just because it seems so fluffy. It doesn't really apply very much color. If you do have a very concentrated blush and you like a very pigmented one, this is a great one to use in that case because it doesn't get very much color, and it kind of is able to apply it evenly to your face. So all of these brushes are definitely used by me. As you can see, they're all dirty because all of my brushes are dirty. I didn't clean them for this video because I just didn't have the eye brushes from this line. I believe these came in a kit. Okay. And then this one I think I bought separately. This is my most used. This is a shader brush. Most used brush. I think this was $5 possibly. I definitely use this one a whole lot. It is very nice to apply a darker color on the outside and kind of bring it in. The rest of these I believe came in a kit, which I highly recommend their eye kit. Definitely these are some of my most used brushes. Okay, so in that kit came, I'm just going to go through these more fluffy ones and then the 3 detail ones. So this is a deluxe crease brush. It's big, densely topped. So this just applies the color into the crease. This is a domed shadow brush. I like to use this for lighter colors and blending. And then this is a base shadow brush, which it's fluffier, which I actually like to use in the crease to blend out my colors. All 3 of these brushes are highly used by me, and I very much recommend them. The next 3 are detail brushes. This one is an accent brush, which I don't find myself using very much. Pixel Point eyeliner brush, which I feel like the tip is too fluffy to use. It doesn't give me a precise enough line to use with gel liner, so I do not use this. And this one I really love. This is a brow brush, but I use it to apply under eye shadow, like shadow under my lash line. So I really like it for that. I suppose you could use it on your brows. It seems a little bit too thick and fluffy for the brow brush. I like my brow brushes to be smaller and more angular. Those are all of my Real Techniques brushes. Out of all of them, I seriously use almost all of them. I absolutely love them. I've had no problems with washing them. They do not shed on me. I definitely think they are worth the money. They're relatively inexpensive. I think you get more than what you pay for them. I mean, they're amazing. So I highly recommend them if you're looking for inexpensive brushes that you don't feel like you're cheating yourself out from having like good application of your makeup. Those are my #1 recommend. Okay, other inexpensive brushes that I use from the drugstore are that I absolutely love. Target Up and Up line. Okay, I love these brushes. This doesn't have the writing on it anymore, but it's like a small shadow brush. This is like my favorite crease brush, and it's just called Crease, and these are $1.99 at Target. And this is a great eyeliner, or like, you know, brow brush, but this is called eyeliner. There we go. Awesome. So these three brushes, $1.99. Check out Target Up and Up brand brushes. Another great deal from Target are e.l.f. brushes. These are all $3 from this line, the Black Studio. The white brushes are from e.l.f. are $1. So, but these are $3. This is the e.l.f. eyeshadow C brush. It's just a thick eyeshadow brush. This is one of my favorite angled contour brushes. I know some people use these to contour their nose. I use it to blend out my shadow. If you have a hooded eye, it kind of like drags it up to where you can see the shadow when your eye is open. This is a small smudge brush. You can use it for detail work or for eyeliner. This is an angled eyeliner brush. Great for putting on gel liner. And then this last one is pretty awesome. It's a contour brush, but I use it as a crease brush. I use all my dark color and kind of apply it like this and just work in circular motions. Love these brushes, great deal. I highly recommend them. I use all of them. Okay, last up for some inexpensive brushes that I would highly recommend are these from Walmart. Now these come in a pack of 3, just like this. And they're dual ended. So basically you're getting 6 brushes for, I think it was around $5. First is this one right here. And these don't have names on them, I'm sorry. So it's a fluffy brush, which I use to set my under eye, like under eye powder. And then it's a shader brush right here. These would be perfect travel brushes because you're gonna get everything you want in these brushes right here for a full makeup look. This next one has a spoolie for your eyebrows. And then over here, it just has an angular brow or eyeliner brush. And this last one has a smaller in comparison, like here are the comparison. This one is a smaller fluffy blending brush and a pointed tip for under eye work or getting in the crease. So great brushes, $5 for this pack of basically 6 brushes is what you're getting for the price of $5 or $6, and these are found at Walmart. The moral of the story is you don't have to have high-end brushes. I do, however, think brushes make a big difference in application of makeup. I am the first to say that I used to put all of my makeup on with either A, my fingers, or B, a sponge tip applicator. When I started to get more into makeup, I realized that applying your makeup with a brush did make such a difference. So if you are looking to invest in some brushes, you do not need to spend a ton of money if you're at the beginner level. Now I can see if you're wanting to get more into it, spending a little bit more money, it does make a difference in the way that eyeshadows apply. So I don't think you're ever going to be disappointed, but you don't have to spend a ton of money to get good brushes. So check out the e.l.f. line at Target, check out the Target Up and Up brand, and check out Samantha Chapman's Real Techniques brushes from Ulta. I promise you, you won't be disappointed. You're not going to be out a whole bunch of money, and they come in different kits, so you're going to be getting all you need in one kit for the eyes, one kit for the face, and you know, some other extra little odds and ends you can throw in. I hope this was helpful, and if you have any comments or questions or any other inexpensive brushes that you'd like to recommend to me, please leave it in the comments below. I know I always read those comments. I love to hear what you guys suggest. I've bought several of your suggestions and recommendations, and I know others appreciate it too, because when they're looking below, they are seeing what you're recommending and going out and purchasing it. So thank you so much for watching. I will see you all in my next video. Mwah.